Well, it's been almost 2 months as we've been in some form of quarantine or different form of life because of COVID-19. And it's now as we continue in our Zoom small groups, I want to shift our focus away from quarantine habits and actually to begin practicing some of these habits together. We're going to be looking at a series of Psalms that allow our hearts to express what we're going through, to discuss it together, and to pray them together. Well, this week we're going to look at Psalm 3. If you would, read it with me now. O Lord, how many are my foes? Many are rising against me. Many are saying of my soul, there is no salvation for him in God. But you, O Lord, are a shield about me, my glory and the lifter of my head. I cried aloud to the Lord, and he answered me from his holy hill. I lie down and slept. I woke again, for the Lord sustained me. I will not be afraid of many thousands of people who have set themselves against me all around. Arise, O Lord. Save me, O my God. For you strike all my enemies on the cheek. You break the teeth of the wicked. Salvation belongs to the Lord. Your blessing be on your people. As we consider Psalm 3 together, we're reminded even at the beginning of the psalm that this is a psalm of David. Right, this is a psalm that David wrote as he was fleeing from Absalom, his son, and his son's army, who was intending to do him harm. Right, David is dealing with very real and tangible enemies. Right, the army that is trying to chase him. But he's also dealing with the own enemies that he's feeling emotionally. How would he feel? How would you feel if your own son is trying to take your kingdom away? If your own son is trying to rebel against you? But we see in this psalm that David is not merely trying to vanquish his enemies. No, he's going to the Lord in faith. In fact, the psalm even describes David's very actions here. His action is actually inaction. It's trusting that the Lord will deal. Right? So what are we to do in the midst of our own enemies, whatever those enemies may be right now? Whether it be financial scares, home life stresses, or physical ailments and disease. What do we do in the midst of it? Is the way that we deal with our enemies by our own action? Do we try and find safety by vanquishing our enemies? Or is safety found by faith in the Lord who deals with all of our enemies? That is what this psalm is about, that we need to pray by faith, knowing that the Lord will ultimately deal with our enemies, no matter what they are. So I invite us to do that in community together, to consider what it is that are the enemies right now that we're dealing with, that we're struggling with, and to encourage one another to trust it to the Lord by faith.